Dear 10th standard students, now we are going to see the control and coordination. It is very much important chapter. As I already have been explained the details about the information regarding a control and coordination. Now I want to extend it in different way. So throughout our body, especially our human body is made up of various systems. Do you know what are all the various systems? One is circulatory system, another one is endocrine system, third one is excretory system, reproductive system, digestive system, and various systems are combined together to form as a human body. Now we are ready to see about the nervous system. So do you know the brain is the most important part and it has been completely controlled throughout the human body. மூளைதான் நம்முடைய உறுப்புகளை உடம்பை இயக்குகிற அதே சமயத்தில் கட்டுப்படுத்துகிற ஆற்றல் மிகு மையமாக இருக்கிறது. மூளையை மிகப்பெரிய தலைமைச் செயலகம் என்று நாம் அடிக்கடி குறிப்பிடுகிறோம். Brain is a complete secretariat of our body. Such a wise, now we are all ready to see about the nervous system. It is very much important chapter and also much interesting. It gives lot of information related to control and coordination. How it is possible, the entire system of controlling of our body. So there is a two important even when we are all seeing throughout our life. Whatever we are all seeing that is visible in nature. On the basis of visible, we can control our body or sometimes we can also exhibit the reflex action. The entire environment completely control the system of our body. How I can say the entire environment is control of the system. Suppose I may walk in a street. When I am seeing a bright light, then I can easily control myself because of my eyes. Seeing the bright light means it will affect in later stage. So the intensive light rays will affect our inner part of the eyes. Hence I can control. So whatever the environment in a system, then I can adapt. Based on that environment, I can adapt. Such a reflex is coming out from my body is called control, and whatever the system, whatever the environment, I can manage myself, hence it is called control. When I need to take anything, I want to get some sensory, that my hand is having a lot of sensory receptor in the tip of finger, and also my nose, and also my ear, inner ear, and also my ear, the tip of my tongue. So lot of receptors are there. How it is mechanism, how it is give some reflex action, that is very much important. Now it is a related subject of us. So I won't take any food. Suppose I may get hungry, so automatically the salivary will excrete because my hungry will elevate and it will give some reflex action. On that basis, the end of reflex action, salivary gland will be secretion, and I am ready to get my food, and I can also ready to digest my food. So my the digestive part of body is completely giving information to the brain, and brain is also ready to give some digestive juice and everything. So such a action and reflection is can be also made by me or automatically made on the basis of our nervous system. So nervous system is very much important. The nervous system is the information system of the body. What all the information that should also be collected and the analysis, and on the basis the nervous system will react. Such a wise the nervous systems are completely designed by our nature. So nervous system is the information system of the body, It collects, store and analyzes all the information received by the body. So when I am walking along the street, I am getting much cool. So I am getting more coolness means what shall I do? Then I can take any one of cloth and cover my body and protect myself. Such a way, my reflex action always be there. Any kind of animals, for example, cat, when it is rovering on the wall or rovering on the street, then it will be seeing any kind of a mouse, then it will go and jump and catch it. So such a reflex action always be there, means it can be controlled and it can be activated based on the controlling system of nervous system. So throughout body, lot of nerves, millions of nerves are completely covered throughout the human body. On the basis, the nervous systems act. The nervous systems are having two important parts. One is central nervous system. Another one is peripheral nervous system. So what is the meaning of central nervous system? What is the meaning of peripheral nervous system? Now I can explain one by one. The brain and the spinal cord. Do you know the brain is the important organ? It is completely protected under the skull, and majorly the brain is in a biggest, nearly about human brain is 1.4 grams HOIs. The weight is there. That brain is completely covered and it is also protected by the skull. Hence it comes under the central nervous system. On the basis of brain, there will be one important part is called spinal cord. Now we can say the backbone completely covered by spinal cord. Vertebral column is completely covered by spinal cord. So majorly brain, under which there is a column is there. The entire column is, you can say it is called a spinal cord. So the spinal cord having millions of nerve cells. So the nervous system is made of two parts, two important parts. One is central nervous system. The central nervous system is based on brain and spinal cord, and another one is peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is nothing but it can also be comes under the control of central nervous system. The major part of brain under which the peripheral nervous systems are the central nervous system. The central nervous system, what is the central nervous system? The central nervous system collect all information, control voluntary function. In our body there is two important functions. One is voluntary, another one is involuntary. When I want to move from here to there, I want to take my chair, I want to write, I want to talk, I want to give some information to others. So that is called, it is based on voluntary action. It is based on voluntary action. But there is no under my control, there is no under my knowledge. Some of important processes taken inside, or some of the important processes going on in my body, that is called involuntary action. What are the involuntary action? Digestion process. So the basic nature of digestion process, excretion of lot of digestive juice and excretion of lot of enzymatic action. When I am taking more carbohydrate and lipid and protein and vitamins and minerals, these are all it can be digested by various enzymatic activities, and it will be converted into the carbohydrate is converted into glucose, and the fat is converted into fatty acid, and protein is converted into amino acid. These are all the digestive system. The process is not able to control myself. It is the automatic process. It is the involuntary action. That involuntary action, heartbeat and circulation of blood and what all the inner side, lot of activities are based on involuntary action. It is not control of myself. What are all the control? How I can walk, how I can talk, how I can move with others, how I can make distance to others. When I am not able to such a make not sound in a classroom, the boys, the lot of students are without sound, without make noise. They are all listening class. Some of the students are talking to others in a lower voice or lowest voice. Hence we can say it is control myself, and we can say it is a voluntary action. But inner body, there is a lot of systems are based on nervous system, it is involved in action, digestion process, excretion process, and then other important process like heartbeat, lungs, exhale, inhale. Inside there is cellular activities, everything are completely controlled by the central nervous system. It is the central nervous system collect all information, control voluntary action, control voluntary function. Hence we can say it is the central nervous system. It is majorly depend on the brain. And inside of the brain, some of the activities are supervised. Some of the activities are decided by next to central nervous system is called the peripheral nervous system. So this peripheral nervous system is having two important nervous system. One is somatic nervous system. Another one is autonomous nervous system. Somatic nervous system. So what is the meaning of somatic nervous system? The somatic nervous system, nothing but the somatic nervous system associate with the action of skeletal muscle. Associate with the action of skeletal muscle, and it conduct the message between the central nervous system and the skeletal muscle system. That is called a somatic. So somatic is nothing but associate with the skeletal muscle, and it send the message or conduct the message between the CNS and the skeletal muscle. That's all. Another one is autonomous nervous system. It comes under the peripheral nervous system. It's one kind of nervous system. The autonomous is nothing but controls organs like heart, digestive process, stomach, and other intestine. Such a wise it is act automatically. Then it can be called as autonomous nervous system. So it is control the involuntary action of our body. It regulates the involuntary action of our body. Hence we can say it is the autonomous nervous system. It comes under this peripheral nervous system. Okay. So now, so what is the meaning of nerves? So nervous systems are there. Nervous system majorly brain and spinal cord and the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system is collect all information and analysis and take it all in control throughout the body and receive various information. Based on that it can decide, and it can also be determining the important messages and determining the important controlling up throughout the body. That's all. And the peripheral system act along with the CNS, and it's also having two important somatic and autonomous system. Somatic is always associated with the action of skeletal muscle, and it conduct message between the CNS and the skeletal muscle. That's all. Autonomous messages control organs such as heartbeat and involuntary action of the throat, body, stomach, and what all the mechanism of our body, regulating system of our hormone synthesis, enzymatic activities. Everything can be possible to control. Such a wise it is autonomous. But now we are all ready to take the information. What is the nerve? So lot of our body is completely made of thousands, millions of nerves are there. So now we can say what is the importance of nerve. Now we can see about the nerve. Nerve is nothing but throughout body. The nerves are looks like long cable like bundle fiber. Cable like bundle fiber. Dear student, don't forget, it looks like fiber, it looks like wire, such a way cable like bundle fiber. They transmit. What is the main function of nerve? They transmit and communicate message between the CNS and the other parts of the body. That is very much important. They are all transmit message between the CNS and the other parts of the body. So how it is send the message? Already I explained in details the nervous system. So I will draw a diagram and I can explain in details. So before that we can see some of important of nerves. It looks like cable like bundle fiber. They transmit and they communicate message between the CNS and the other parts of the body. It is originate from the brain known as cranial nerve. It is originate from the brain. Hence we can say it is called the cranial nerve. So there is two types of nerves there. One is cranial nerve. What is the reason why do we call it is a cranial nerve? It is arise from the brain. So this arise from the brain, hence we can say it is a cranial nerve. Suppose it originates from spinal cord, then we can say it is the spinal nerve. It is a spinal nerve. So two types of nerves are there. One is cranial nerve, another one is spinal nerve. If it is the brain can give lot of nerves, then we can say it is cranial nerve. The cranial nerves having 12 parts. Dear student, you please kindly understand, these cranial nerves are having 12 important parts. They are all, what is the importance of that cranial nerve? They bring information from the sense organ to brain. Sense organ, what are all the sense organ? Our ear is also one of sense organ, nose is also one of the sense organ, eyes are also one of the sense organ, skin also one of the sense organ, and our mouth and tongue, everything is a sense organ. So they are all receive the information from sense organ and it will be sent to the brain. So such a wise the cranial nerves are act, and they are all having two important cranial nerves are act in two important way. One is they are act sensory nerve, another one is motor. Sensory and motor. They are all, suppose the information is taking from receptor. Receptor means my hand and fingers and ear, nose and bud of taste bud of or tip of my tongue. And when I want to take food, that food is tasted by me. Afterwards I can memorize it and I can take the food one by one with the help of tasting. Such a tasting will create lot of appetite and it will create interest to take the food. Such a way it will eliminate my mood to take more food. Such a way the receptor will send the message to the brain and the brain will act upon the message collected from the sensor. Then it will send the message through the organs, sensory organs. Such a way it is called a motor neuron. That motor neuron will be take the message from brain to the sense organ and it will reflect and it will respond. Such a wise the cranial nerves are act in two ways. One is act as a sensory nerve, another one is act as a motor nerve. Third one is also there. What is the third one? It will interconnect the sensory and the motor, and mixture neuron is also be there. So this is the important. And third one is and second one is the spinal cord gives spinal nerve. What is the important part is that they are all having 31 parts. So in our spinal column you can see column wise that the spinal cord is there. So inside there is a lot of nerves are coming out and it take the sensation from throughout the body and collect the information and it will be going to reach the brain and it will give lot of reflex action. Such a wise the spinal cord is divided. They are having three types of there, four groups are there. One is cervical spinal, another one is thoracic, third one is the lumbar, fourth one is sacral. These are all the important of this nervous system.